Hello and welcome to Who Are You, an unofficial Doctor Who watch along podcast. Today I'm here with my co-host Ben. How are you doing today, Ben?
Pretty good. It's thunder and lightning out. Pretty good storm, but we will persist.
Today is a very special episode, Ben.
Indeed.
We just finished the fourth Doctor's run. It took us over a year almost. Had its highs and had its lows. So today we're going to discuss all of that. We're gonna rank and rate and just discuss all of the fourth Doctor's era. This might be a long one. It took us an hour and 20 minutes the last time for the third Doctor retrospective video.
And he has Fourth Doctor has so many more episodes, so this could strap in.
So who knows? All right, Ben. Let's get right into it because we're already gonna be running on the clock here. So
First, Am,
yes.
for our Spotify listeners.
Not on Spotify because we can do Spotify video. It's gonna
Oh,
be
I
now every
forgot.
other podcast service. So if if you're an audio listener that listens to us on Apple Podcast or Overcast or whatever you use, go to YouTube or Spotify. That's gonna have the video version of this where you're gonna be able to see our tier list and spreadsheets and all that goodies. We're gonna try our best to have it still be listenable, but there's gonna be some times where we might not do our best. So it might be best just to follow along with us with a video in the background. All right, Ben. I think most importantly we should start off with the episode that's going to be the hottest to rate.
I have no idea what this could be.
Where are we ranking the Horns and Nyman? Is that a D or F?
I guess we need to establish what is a D and what is an F. I think very easily with zero thought we can say Underworld's an F.
Yes.
I think very easily we can say that Power of Kroll's an F. I would argue slightly better than Underworld, but not by a lot.
See, that's where we're poking at straws there, Ben. They're both very much in the similar camps. Why did you like Power Crawl way more than you did Underworld?
I mean, both of them are awful, not to get me wrong. But Power of Kroll I thought was a little bit more understandable what was happening. There were times in Underworld where I was like, "What is even happening?" I think Power of Kroll has some good effects. Like Kroll looks not bad. I think the last kind of scene where the Doctor defeats Kroll is kind of well shot. I like that bit. It's pretty boring, but it's not like the worst episode ever. Underworld is absolutely the worst episode ever.
But I think this is where I remember now that this is where I disagree with you because at the end of the day, I think that the first part of Underworld is better than anything in Power Crawl. And I feel like the rest of Underworld is basically on par with Power Crawl, which is why I rated Underworld point 2 points higher than Power of Crawl.
I mean, the first part of Underworld is definitely the best part. Um, not to be confused with good,
No.
but I don't know. I mean, I'm not if you really like
Did I use the
Underworld.
word good?
No.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
You really think it's better? I mean, I won't argue with you that strongly. Like it's which do I prefer, dog shit or cat shit? It's like, you know, catch me on a different day and I might prefer one over the
It's
other.
both stories that you told me I had to rewatch them. I don't know which one exactly I would pick, but thank God neither of them are a six-potter. So I think let's keep it there for now, Ben. So D, Ben.
Yeah, if I like Power of Kroll way more, or I don't know. There's a higher average rating, I should say, for Power of Kroll over
Uh,
Underworld
yeah.
between the two of us.
All right. So number D. Gonna start a lot with Grant Williams. So D, it's gonna be Horns and Nyman,
Yeah, I
Nightmare of Eden, Creature from the Pit, Armageddon Factor.
well, you're going very fast.
Well, like I'm bet like Armageddon Factor is in that same camp.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I maybe you would disagree. I would say that's more like closer to the top of D, but still D.
Horns and Nyman is I think is the worst out of all of them. I I think Nightmare of Eden is the highest in our rankings, and I think that is the best out of these the four the four rough ones of the Graham Williams era. And then also we have Andrews of Terror also we have to put in there. Um, but where are we putting Andrews of Terror?
I don't know, like here. I mean, that's as you can look by at. I guess we should have said this sooner. If you're watching a video on whatever platform and you see the tier list, for each story, the blue number is Cam's rating and the green number is my rating. So as you can see where I put Andres of Tara makes sense for me. I think it's, you know, slightly better than Creature from the Pit, but I would probably rather prefer to rewatch Armageddon Factor over Androids of Tara. And you might disagree.
Yeah, which is why we have to move Andrews of Tower to the other. We have to move it higher than Armageddon Factor, just because, like you said, it's four pots, and I remember that first pot not being the worst.
Yeah, I like K9 in Armageddon Factor quite a bit.
Yes, and K9 on the boat at the end is very funny. Do you remember anything about the shadow in the Armageddon Factor, Ben?
Yeah, the guy who just should have been the Black Guardian all along, but instead is this completely separate evil character that is associated with black.
What do you think are the chances, Ben, when Billy Piper comes back as the Doctor? At the end of that season finale, is going to be revealed that it's the Shadow all along.
That would be crazy. The Black Guardian hasn't come back, right? I know he comes back later in Classic, but he's not in the new series,
No,
is
no,
he?
they have not discussed the Black and White Guardian in the new series, which I think could be kind of cool because like the last
I could see that being kinda like what, RTD2.
because like this iteration of the show, the RTD2 iteration. I was gonna say this iteration, but it's weird to describe that as the current generation of the show because who knows if the state of that. But it's much more about gods, and there's no higher gods in the Doctor Who universe than the White and Black Guardian.
Yeah. They are, like, controlling the fabric of the universe.
So I think if he got a third season, I would imagine maybe they would have been the finale.
That
That would
and,
be kind of cool.
Chronos.
Oh yeah, of course.
Speaking of Graham Williams six-parters, Invasion of Time is one that we kinda disagree on.
Yes, we very much disagree on it. I think you more enjoyed the whole what was going on with the doctor that episode in Tom's performance.
Yes, it was seeing him as this, you know, untrustworthy figure. What is his thought process here? What is his goal? Has he betrayed everyone? What's his plan? That kept me invested throughout. Um, I can't think of their names, but the tinfoil monsters I thought were interesting. Do you remember what they were called?
Great question. Um, did you ever listen to that Big Finish episode
I
with them?
did, and it was good.
But you still don't remember their names. Somebody's listening to this at home and is screaming, Ben. What is wrong with them? How did they forget about the chronoids? Not
The
the chrono,
Vardens.
the Vardens, of course. How did we forget about the Vardens, Ben?
I knew it was a V, but I was thinking Vogons, and
Hmm.
it's not Vogan.
Oh no.
And then the twists that, "Oh, shit, it's the Santarans,"
Yeah, and one of the greatest cliffhangers of the Fourth Doctor era.
where seemingly, okay, it's the end of part 4, the story's over, the day is saved, Santaran. Shit.
With like Also one of the best Dudley Simpson scores.
Yeah.
Dun dun dun.
Uh, Dudley Simpson is definitely one of the goats. He did the soundtrack for, I think, most of these,
Yeah, most of them up until Leisure Hive. The exceptions being, I remember that one of the big exceptions being Revenge of the Cybermen,
which was very obvious at the time.
and I forget what other ones he didn't do. But it just shows you how much of them he did do this era.
Yeah. Really shaped the identity of the show.
So Ben, where are we placing Invasion of Time? Is it D tier or is it C tier? Because you would probably put it in C tier, judging by that score. Or do you feel like that score still represents you at this time?
That's a good question. Our stance has been like the rating that we give at the end of the episode is the rating, and we're not going to go back and change it.
Unless we go back and do another podcast talking about it.
Yes. But this is the moment where, like for Philip Hinchcliffe, like for Third Doctor, we can say, well, I'm not going to change the score, but maybe this doesn't accurately represent my feelings on it now. Like when we were rating, Robot, and, when we're early, we don't have the point of comparison for the later half of the show where we can rate things comparatively too high or too low. And once we have
Like
this,
for comparison, to take a break real quick from Invasion of Time, Ben,
yeah.
we have two episodes that have the same rating from the two opposite eras of the show. I think this is a perfect time to talk about them too.
Mhm.
Terror of the Zygons and Full Circle,
Hmm.
as well as State of Decay. I just saw that State of Decay also has the same exact rating. I would imagine,
Tear of the Zygons is inverted between because
but you know what I'm saying. All three of them have the same rating.
same average, yeah.
All of them have the same average of 8.95. So let's put them all in the B tier.
7.95.
Yeah, 7.95. So Ben, let's put them all in the B tier for now.
Mhm.
Want to point that out there because we got to talk about that. But let's go back to Invasion Time.
Mhm.
Is is that high D or is that C, man? Low. I would imagine if that's C, it's gonna be the lowest C imaginable.
Hmm. I guess the question is, how much do I still like it?
Would you still, if I told you right now, Ben, you have to either watch Invasion of Time or Nightmare Eden, which one would you rather watch?
Probably Invasion of Time,
Interesting.
because we'll talk about companions later, but I really like Leela, and I think Leela is very good in it. The Doctor is very intriguing. Like I said, there's many things about it that I quite like. It's not an amazing story. Um, it's definitely too long.
I find it to be offensive of a use of my time personally. So where we going, Ben? We've been talking about this for a long time. We've been spending on Invasion of Time.
Well, I I can concede the lowest of the sea,
Lowest of the sea. Okay.
but I would rather watch it than anything in D tier.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. Lowest of the sea. So Ben, let's go back to that B. Where are we ranking that? Honestly, where you have it at the moment in order of release is probably where I would put this, but I also am the one that put Terror of the Zygons as an 8 and you put the other two stories as eights.
Mm, I think this is a case of I didn't know how good it was when I had it. I think if I were to rate it again today, it would probably be a low 8, 8.1, 8.2. I like Terror of the Zygons better than each of these.
And are we like where are we going for First Circle and State of Decay? Which one? Because they're both pretty on par.
I think how it is pretty much is good for me.
Yeah, because Full Circle is more interesting. Full Circle is trying for much more than State of Decay, but State of Decay is a little bit more solid of a story. But I think for the achievements that the highs of Full Circle achieves, and also it just being written by a 17-year-old does give it a little bit of brownie
Yes.
points. Let's be honest there. Um, So yeah, I think that's going to be a good position, Ben. So if we're going to be in the C's now, oh, before we move on before we say we're done with the D tier, the one of the other stories here that could belong in the D tier, there's two other ones. It's the Reboss operation and it's Maskman Dragora.
What about Revenge of the Cybermen?
Oh, I wasn't seeing Revenge of the Cybermen over there. Okay, so what do you want to do first, Ben? Which one are we ranking first? Revenge of the Cybermen?
Yeah, let's go chronologically.
I would rather watch it than I would put it in between Nightmare of Eden and Androids of Terra. I think I would rather watch Nightmare of Eden.
Yeah,
Not great. I understand why maybe somebody would have nostalgia for it and might enjoy that story, but I don't.
yeah, there's a little bit of cheese that maybe if I was in the right frame of mind, I could appreciate. Having just seen it the once, I really wanted from it what I got out of, like, the season 4, 5, 6 era Cybermen, you know? If not 10th Planet, then, like, Invasion, where, like, they're this intimidating, menacing force, and not guys in silver costumes who talk like this. "Well, doctor, your match is has been met."
But we did get that great photo of the Cybermen smoking, so it does get a little bit of brownie points for that.
I guess.
I do also I love the design of the Revenge of the Cybermen. That's one of my more preferred designs of the Cybermen.
Is it
Yeah, I like
you
that. I
like
like
the
like
little, what is it? It's like pipes going down their arms?
yeah.
It just looks bad. I'd prefer Invasion Cybermen any day.
Yeah, that one's a hard one. That one's a very hard one for me. I like them both.
And their little, like, guns in their heads.
Yeah, I like the guns in the heads, to be honest.
It's I can usually be down for cheese, but it's too cheese. Cybermen is not a cheese villain.
No, 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 no. All right, Ben. Next one will be Masker Mandragora. Where are we putting that one? You liked it a little bit more than me. I just found it to be very boring
It is
and did
pretty
not keep my
boring.
attention. I think I would give it a little bit higher than Android the Armageddon Factor personally. Probably put that between the Androids of Terror and the Armageddon Factor.
There's about as much enjoyment, I think, for Androids of Tara.
Yeah, those are stories that's pretty
They're
equal.
pretty they're both pseudo historicals. They're both mostly boring with some good moments. Not many good moments, but some.
Yeah.
And the Reboss operation would be the other one. Where would you want to put that?
Oof.
I'd almost put it kinda in it's another kinda mostly boring pseudo historical, although I think that's an uncommon opinion.
I th we I think we were high on that Romano 1 introduction, I think. Uh, I think yeah, that's a good spot. Our ratings what was wrong with us that week, Ben? Why did we rate it so high?
Probably Romana 1.
Because we rated it both a 6.7 audio listeners.
Yeah, because we knew Romana is great, and she's beautiful, and she's got this fluffy white dress, and
Which, remember last episode where I talked about listening to that John Nathan Turner memoir book?
yeah.
He said in that, like, he hated that outfit. I was like, "What? What?"
I mean, now that I think about it some more, there are some good points, you know? I like the kinda subplot I don't know the guy's name, but the, like, homeless beggar who's, like,
Yeah.
uh, an outcast because he's something with the stars.
Let's just put it higher than Androids of Terra.
Yeah, that works for me.
I think that's a good fit for it. Now, before we move on from D-Tier, we got a couple that's in the 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 high sixes, low sevens for some. The next one in terms of ratings would be mine. I rated The Invisible Enemy a 6.8 and a 7.1. But I think that at the end of the day, with that story, I would rate that higher than the Invasion of Time personally.
Yeah.
So I think that at least belongs to be above Invasion of Time.
Yeah. That works for me. That's one that, especially knowing what follows, my opinion, maybe as a memory, I only remember the good bits, but I remember liking it. It's fun. Lily's great. K9 is new and there. I won't say he's good. He's better in other ones.
And Leela is very strong in that story. She kills a lot of people, which is always great.
A lot of people. I wonder what her kill count is.
And then another one would be Image of the Friend Out, which I rated 6.9. I was a little bit lower on it. Uh,
Yeah, I thought it was fun. You know, a good little cult mystery.
I think that I might like it more the second time I watched that story. Maybe it was just the mood I was in, or just coming off of the Hinchcliffe era. That wasn't on par with some of the other Hinchcliffe stories. Or not other Hinchcliffe stories, but some of the Hinchcliffe stories.
I'm having trouble separating my memories of Image of the Fendal and Stones of Blood. They're both kind of similar setups.
Yeah, I prefer Stones of Blood, and I think you did too in the ratings wise.
Oh, for sure.
So let's put Image of the Fendal. It's hard because I think I prefer the Invisible Enemy over it now in hindsight, but I assume you disagree. Okay, that might be blasphemy for some, but
Yeah.
that's how we're gonna roll, Ben.
Later on,
Uh,
we'll talk about how ours compares to the Doctor Who magazine poll. What's one that we love more, and what's one that we hate more? What's one that we are in complete agreement about?
Destiny of the Daleks, Ben.
Yeah, let's see.
I would just put that above Invisible Enemy personally. It has enough funny Douglas Adams spits that
Yeah.
keeps it. It's a fun story to watch. I blasted through it in like 2 nights, like, and I enjoyed myself while watching it. Even though the script has elements that does fail, and I don't think it's a great story, but the humor in it does make it at least watchable.
Oh yeah. Lot of funny moments. Romana 2 is pretty good here. Great first impression. Yeah, I'd say it's a high C.
A good story, but not a great Genesis of the Daleks follow up.
No. Speaking of, do we just wanna throw that up there?
Yeah, just put
Easy
an S.
easy S tier for Genesis of the Daleks.
But now let's do one that's a little bit hotter, Ben.
Yeah,
Where are we putting I just saw it before you mentioned Genesis of the Daleks. My brain just started thinking about Genesis of the Daleks. Planet of Evil.
yeah.
That's another one that's would be in this range. I think you could even debate it to be high D. Where we put in Planet of Evil?
It has some good stuff. I think I don't know. I forget what we talked about when we did our Philip Hinchcliffe retrospective. Is this one that you would rate higher than a 7 at this point or lower than a 7?
I honestly don't couldn't tell you. I forget for the most
I don't
part.
know. It's been like a year for some of these, so it's hard to remember my opinion with full clarity.
Like, the way I would rate Planet Evil is that, let's say when season 13 Blu-ray comes out, which is gonna be very soon, I would put that on. I would see, like, alright, in a couple years from now, be like, "Okay, how do I like Planet of Evil now? Does this work better, when I'm not watching it in, like, chronological order?"
If I were to rewatch season 13 again, I wouldn't skip it. I might skip Revenge of the Cybermen for season 12, but I wouldn't skip Planet of Evil. I don't think it's a waste of time. It's just not exceptional.
So, is this where we're putting this, Ben? Are we putting this
I would say it's like a C.
so, like, is this so yeah, I would say it's better than Invasion of Time, but not as good as Image of the Fendal.
Yeah. What about to, to, volunteer one? What about Android Invasion?
That is, I think, gonna be that's either gonna be the
Is
lowest
that
of
like a
B or
low B?
that's either the lowest of B or the highest of Cs. Where do you think that where do you think that ranges on that scale?
Hmm.
I'd be fine with either, because like, I think it's on that edge.
I think it's a low B.
Okay.
Crawls suck, but it's approaching some good stuff. A lot of, like, the
Yeah.
town stuff, the android stuff is good. He gets a ginger beer. I'm saying that like that's a point in its favor. But rattling off memorable moments that make me like it.
One of the best cliffhangers of that era.
Are you talking about Sarah's face falling off?
Of course I am, man. I don't know. I don't remember what is pot two's cliffhanger.
I know he gets, like, strapped to a fountain with a bomb at one point.
At one point he does do that.
Oh, and at the end of it, where he has to fight the android version of himself,
Yeah.
and then that crawl's face melts.
Yeah, it belongs to B.
Yeah, it's a lovely. We are missing an A. Is there an A story we can throw up? Maybe like, Brain of Morbius.
That's yeah, yeah, that's an A story.
Quite good, quite, gothic horror. We're deep in the trenches of Hinchcliffe.
And Morbius is a very fun villain.
Yes.
And the Sisterhood of Khan, incredible.
Who's the, like, scientist guy? Do you remember his name?
I forget his name, Ben.
Do you remember the Hunchback
I forget his name
equivalent?
too. It's been a while, Ben. It's been a couple months.
But those are good.
And I love how like Morbius, I not Morbius, but I love Khan is like is like a shipwrecked planet.
Mhm.
That's a really cool concept.
Yeah. What else? Yeah.
Okay, Stones of Blood, Ben. Is Stones of Blood is Stones of Blood a B or a C?
I think it's a B. I quite like that story.
But here's the thing where our ratings and our feelings about the stories can be two different things. So, do we prefer this over Android Invasion?
I think so. I do anyway. I might even prefer to rewatch it over State of Decay.
I prefer State of Decay. So I would say I think that right there is fine. Then let's keep it in between State of Decay and or Android Invasion. Even though if you told me that to put Android Invasion first, I wouldn't be opposed. I wouldn't be opposed, Ben. To be honest with you. I think that both of them are pretty much equal pairings of stories of good and bad.
Yeah.
Mainly that the villain for both kind of sucks.
Yeah. I mean, for Stones of Blood, I think the stones are kind of funky, but they're kind of cool. And I like the like justice machine light beings,
Yeah, I like the tonal shift of the story. The tonal shift of the story works for me personally.
but the villainess, I can't think of her name. She isn't great.
No.
Isn't really an effective twist villain.
Okay, Ben. Face of Evil. Where's that placing on this? I would say the highest of C's at the moment.
Yeah. Got the evil AI introduction of Leela. She kills people, gets shit done. Lot of white corridors and nameless guards, but yeah, it's a C.
Yeah, it's a fine story. It's nothing to write home about, but it's solid. It's a first base hit.
Um, in just knocking out the sevens, Sontaran experiment. That's a easy C, right?
Yeah, that's an easy C, but I think it's harder to rate where.
It being, is it the sole two-parter here?
I like it more than you, so it's gonna be a challenge of where we place this. It's more of a question I think of, is this better or worse than Destiny of the Daleks?
I mean, I don't know. It's just so hard to compare it, where it's just like it's a 2 episode, you know, a romp through the hills. There isn't really a story.
Oh, no, there is a big story being told on a grand scale of
It's
there
just
were
kind of the Doctor, Harry, and Sarah in a hole for 40 minutes. One way to think about the story is rewatchability, and I would probably rewatch it over a lot of things, but just because it's short, not because it's good. I would say, like, here.
okay. I'm not gonna argue with you, even though I think I would probably put it higher than Destiny of the Daleks, but I think just it being in that realm it is justifiable.
Yeah.
Let's do another S, Ben. Let's get a City of Death on that board, Ben.
The question is, are we gonna are we gonna get into a bout over which is higher? Because I think they're both really great. City of Death was is my sole 10 out of 10, and you put it many points lower.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you want this.
Oh yeah. 1000%, Ben. That is the case. And if we're going by average ratings, that is the case as well. Uh I just there's that moment in like part three of City of Death that I think it just there's a point there where I'm like, okay, this is good, but like this isn't as good as the rest of the serial.
Think about Duggan, though,
Niter.
breaking through every door.
Niter, man, is such a great villain, and I love the questionability of if Davros and Niter are in a gay relationship with each other, man. I like to think so.
In contrast, I don't even remember who Niter is.
How dare you? He was Davros's little assistant. Not little assistant, but he was just the assistant that was always next to Davros.
His, like, right-hand man.
Yeah, his right hand little man. The actor was also in the Doctor Who and the Silurians.
I think I like City of Death more, but Genesis of the Daleks is also amazing. I can live with this.
Okay, thank you, Ben. I appreciate it.
Also up there in S tier, I would put Seeds of Doom.
Yeah, Caesar Doom belongs in that third spot.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's it's just fantastic. It is. Uh, it's we both didn't rate it a 10, but also I think it's pretty much one of those stories where I'm like, I don't think there's a lot of flaws in that story.
Yeah.
I'm very much looking forward to rewatching it, even though it's not even been that long when the Blu-ray comes out. I'm gonna pop that in, man, and I'm gonna have a fun night.
Do we not? We have the season. No. Oh, no, that's season 13. Yeah, we don't
Yeah,
even
it's
have it
coming
yet.
out soon. I think it's out in Britain already, but I don't know if it's out in America yet.
I think it is. But yeah, excellent, excellent story. What about Shadow? Is this first? I guess the question is this worthy of being rated alongside everything else, or should we exclude it like Doctor Who magazine does?
No, it's worth being up there. I would say, Ben, if you're okay with it, let's do the highest of A's.
Really? Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I almost want to put it in like the lowest of S, but it's very good. It might not quite cross that threshold into like the 9 area.
Yeah. Maybe if it was completed in entirety in live action, maybe it would be an S. But I think that like
True.
at the state it is, it's the highest of
It's such a
A's.
shame. But in the way that we have it, I think it is still an excellent story. Worth your time.
Ben, let's do Sunmakers. Where are we putting Sunmakers? Is that C or B?
I think C or B. Now, I guess you gave it a 7.5.
Yeah.
I quite liked it. I thought I rated it an 8.2. I would put it like up here, maybe even low here. Like I rated it the same as Brain of Morbius, but I can see you clearly did not.
No. Would you be fine if we put it in between Terror of the Zygons and Full Circle?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that's fair. I wouldn't put it there. Like I think I would put more in that upper C range, but I understand that if you like it more, then I think we can put it there.
Yeah, I think it's to justify myself. It's another great Leela story. The collector, I want to say, is pretty funny.
No, the story itself is just hilarious. It's probably the funniest Robert Holmes script.
Yeah. Is that Hinchcliffe? No, it isn't. That's like season this is season 15.
That's the end of the Robert Holmes script editor era.
Yeah. But yeah, it's an enjoyable time. Let's get some more season 18 on the board. What did you think? What about the two pre End Space stories, Leisure Hive and Meglos? Pretty close. I rated Leisure Hive point 0.1 higher. You rated them the same.
Let's do Leisure Hive at the let's do Leisure Hive at the top of C. And let's do Meglos right next to it. How does that sound, Ben?
Yeah, that works for me.
And then let's do the lowest of B so far. It should be Warriors Gate, or do you want that to be the highest of C?
I think it's B. It's there absolutely are flaws, but I could absolutely see it as someone's favorite story. Really interesting, surreal.
Mm.
What about Keeper of Traken? Is that a B story?
Yeah, I think it's. I wouldn't put it that you're going whoa, Ben. You're going pretty high. I would say it's just like right above Stones of Blood.
Here?
Yeah,
I think I mean, I rated all 3 of these guys, Full Circle, State of Decay, The Keeper of Traken, 8. I think if I had to sit down and rewatch one of them, I would do that one first, with the Master and Tremas. It's interesting. I don't know, maybe that just makes it noteworthy and not enjoyable, but I don't know, I would rather rewatch that one.
what about we compromise and put it in between First Circle and State of Decay?
That works.
Okay, all right.
Then what about Legopolis?
We're getting in harder places here where to rate things. Legopolis, I would put it in between Sunmakers and Feral Circle personally. I think that's a fair place to put it on this list at the moment.
Really?
Would you put it higher than Terror of the Zygons at this
I
moment?
w I would do, like, up here, low A.
Interesting. You were higher on the story. I thought the story had flaws, even though it's solid.
Oh, absolutely. I think the end is really strong and the
But then
beginning is
here's
really
here's my case for
strong.
that, Ben. I would look. We still have Hand of Fair on the board here. Hand of Fair, I would put higher than Legopolis.
Like here?
So let's hold let's hold off on Legopolis for now. Let's just flesh out some more.
Flesh out the A's.
So let's do Robot. Where is Robot a high B or is that a low A?
Would I rather is it better than Terror of the Zygons? Pretty easy, a lot of, similar aspects to it. They're both unit, brigadier. Is Benton in Terror?
Good question. Yes, I think he is for a little bit, but not for majority.
Hmm. Which do you prefer?
I think I prefer Robot just because Tom is so fun in Robot.
Yeah.
I would put it probably the highest at B, to be honest with you. I think that's fair.
It doesn't cross the threshold to a low A.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where are we doing Pirate Planet?
Pirate Planet. It's tough. I wanna like it. It's very Douglas Adamsy, but it just doesn't quite come together.
Honestly, you might say I'm wrong. I put it just above Warriors Gate in between Warriors Gate and Android Invasion.
Really?
Yeah.
Even though you rated it 7.5?
Yeah. But now you're a little bit higher on it than me.
Yeah, I think that's not inaccurate.
All right, Ben. So now Legopolis. Let's go back to Legopolis.
Yeah.
Hmm. This is hard.
What would make you not wanna put it there?
Because I think I would rather watch Robot and Terror of the Zygons, personally.
Yeah? What if we do that?
You know what? That might be a good bit less fun. I think that's that could be a good compromise.
Bumping robot Zygon's into the lower bit of A.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Or Ben, I have this I want to pitch this to you, Ben.
Yeah.
How hard would it be to change the lists entirely?
Elaborate.
So I think Robot, Terror the Zygons, and Logopolis all belong in B, right? Sun Makers the Warriors Gate is C. D is Leisure Hive through Invasion of Time. F is Nightmare of Eden through Hordes of Nyman. And then like we don't talk about those. It's the Power Crawl and Underworld. Or just absolute trash.
Oh, like, I mean, I don't hmm, like making an equivalent F minus.
Yeah. Or like the pits of hell.
I mean, I don't think I guess I would not think that these guys are F stories.
Yeah.
They're not good, but they're D. It's a passing grade, but just barely.
We are gonna run into an issue here of A. I feel like we might need to. I think that at the end of the day, maybe Robot through Legopolis still belongs in B, just because I don't think that those stories belong in the A category.
Really.
Because like for instance, all right, Horror Fang Rock. Where would put Horror Fang Rock? One that I enjoyed more than you.
Yes.
What's a solid story, Ben? You cannot deny that it's an extremely solid story.
Sure.
So, like, would you put that maybe in between Brain of Morbius and Hand of Fair? Would that be acceptable?
Uh, sure, yeah. I would even be fine with that if you preferred.
See, this is one of the times where my ratings I think is wrong. I think I prefer Brain of Morbius. So I think we're gonna do Brain of Morbius higher than Horror Rock.
Okay.
So yeah, maybe I just have to live with it, Ben. Because now let's fill out the list some more. We got Towns of Wang Chang. Of course,
I think that's us.
it it's a hard story, Ben, nowadays to watch. It
Yes.
has its problems,
Yes.
but still has some very good stuff in
If it was not racist, would
it.
it be a 10?
No, because I still think that it has some issues beyond the racism.
So is this we both gave it a 9. Is this a racist 9 or a non-racist 9? Like, imagining like, this is a 9 in spite of the racism, or is this a 9 because of the racism?
This is a tricky conversation. I don't know if we should be having as 2 white men. Like,
I mean, is does it get is this getting bumped down, or is this
but I think it's a 9 because it is what it is at the end of the
it
day.
is what it is?
Yeah.
I think it's a low S. Like, I it's better than Shada.
What if we put that in the highest of A?
The highest of A.
Because then we're gonna have the next issue we're gonna have is Deadly Assassin, my beloved Deadly Assassin,
Yeah.
which I
I
love.
would put it, like, here. Like,
Okay.
it's very good, but not an S tier story. Some of the what's the what's the computer dimension?
The Matrix.
Some of the Matrix stuff kinda loses me, and it's just kinda boring. But it starts strong and it ends strong.
You know, like 2 men fighting in the jungle?
I like the when it comes to blows, but when it's just, like, creeping around, "Ooh, I'm gonna set this trap. I'm gonna get you," and the doctor says, "Ooh, I see your trap. I'm gonna walk around it." And it's just that for, like, 20 minutes. It
It's the
doesn't
doctor in a game of Hitman, man.
I think the first, like that, like I think it's, like, part 3, which is mostly
Yeah,
Matrix. That is, like, a step down from the other 3. It's a great story. It's not an S tier, though.
okay. So Robots of Death, since it doesn't have racism, I think belongs in the S category.
Yeah.
So now we have
I mean, I would even do this
okay.
if you wanted Deadly Assassin, yes.
Yeah, I think
Um,
it's a good I think that's looking like a good list, Ben. I think that's looking like a good list. So, Ben, now where are we putting Pairs of Mars?
it's very good.
One story that I love it more than you.
I
I would probably rate it higher than Seeds of Doom, but I understand from your perspective that you like Seeds of Doom more,
I do.
and I love Seeds of Doom as well. So, honestly, I'm fine with that ranking where you're gonna put it at the moment. Ben, I'm giving it to you. I'm giving it to you. Let's do Seeds of Doom 3 and
Okay.
then Pyramids of Master. The those top that's my issue with the list, Ben,
Yeah.
at the moment. Is I think those top 4 stories are in like another league even compared to Robots of Death, Towns of Wing-Chang, and Deadly Assassin.
Yeah.
In Rocket Space, I would also put in that same category of like the great story. I would put that in between Pyramids of Mars and Robots of Death. Great story. But like this, there is another level when we're talking about Justice the Dalek, City of Death, Seeds of Doom, and Pyramids of Mars. Those are those are not just 4 the best Tom Baker stories. Those are the 4 best Doctor Who stories, almost period.
So do you wanna, like, shift these 3 down and shift these 3 down?
I don't know, man. This is it's getting this is why I came up with that idea of putting changing the whole list.
Hmm.
Because it's hard when we have this many stories, you
Yeah.
know?
This is a full list. Almost equal, like, excluding F,
Yeah.
it's almost equal in, number. Like, if I did this, like my heart desires, it would be equal, but I won't do that.
Well, if we wanted to make it equal, what I would say we would do would be put Leisure Hive in B,
And some makers bump up to A.
but I don't think Sunmaker's an A story, so we're not doing that, Ben. We're not doing that. The OCD has to has to stop. The integrity of the Who We Youth list has to be maintained.
Hmm.
So is this the list, Ben? Do you understand my dilemma?
I do, because there definitely is a gap, but is it a whole letter gap, or is it just this is a high S and this is a low S, like an S plus and an S minus?
Yeah. So do you wanna put another tier that is S plus? We could do that. We could just add an S plus tier, and an A is still an A. It's just that we have an S plus tier.
I mean, maybe. Perfect, like a perfect tier, an S plus.
Well, nothing is perfect, but
Nothing is everything has a clam.
everything has a clam. That's the life, Ben. Nothing is perfect. Everything has a clam. Have you ever had a perfect meal?
A perfect meal.
Yeah.
Probably.
Have you ever seen a perfect movie?
That's a good question. Yes, I have.
What is it?
Back to the Future. I think that's a perfect movie.
But, like, I think it's a perfect movie, but I think the incest stuff does kinda make it kind of imperfect, which is
Oh,
what I kinda
a little
do.
incest never hurt nobody.
But that's what I kinda do love about it, is that it has that little bit of the clam in Back to the Future is the incest, if you know what I mean.
He's not into it though. It's entirely on the mother's side of things.
But is Rob Zemeckis and Bob Gale into it?
I guess that is the question.
Because you know the story behind that, Ben?
No.
The story is they were trying to sell the script to get it made into a movie. They go to everyone. All the studios basically said, "We'll make the movie. Just remove the incest element out of this." And they kept on saying, "No, that's the movie. We're not removing the incest element to
I mean, it is kind of critical to the plot
it."
that the whole thing is he goes back in time and his mother falls in love with him instead of his father.
Yeah. But anyways, not talking about Back to the Future. We're gonna have to maybe edit that stuff out because I don't know if YouTube might not like that word.
A little incest never hurt nobody.
See,
Never hurt YouTube.
that's what's gonna hurt the algorithm right there, that statement.
Um, so are we at an S plus or is this it? Is this good? I'm content with it.
Well, that's at F plus. That's my thoughts.
And this is let's make it a nice purple. Maybe
Do
even
we do
like a
S
S
plus or S
plus
plus
plus.
plus? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good.
Is Pyramids of Mars there?
Yes. Do you disagree that Pyramids of Mars belongs there?
Not strongly.
What do you think?
I think it's like a mid S, I would say.
But like that moment in Pyramids of Mars when they go back to the 80s, dude. That moment in Pyramids of Mars when he's under when Sutek has his green eyes on him and he's Thomas Paine acting like he is in a Shakespeare production.
Mhm.
Yes, Ben, it has the fucking bad games at the bot 4 that is just like, "Ooh, we gotta do these puzzles."
Yeah.
But that's the clams of Pyramids of Mars.
But it's not a 1-minute clam, it's like a 10-minute clam.
But Gabriel Wolf's voice is so cool as Sutek.
Sure, but I can live with it in S plus plus. Are we good with Robot, Terror of the Zygons, and Legopolis in A?
I'm good, Ben. I'm good. I think this is we can put the stamp on it. I think it's completed.
Alright, it's got the Hui Ood seal of approval.
Yes, for now.
Okay.
We'll have to come back 5 years from now and rethink about this.
I mean, when we do the classic Doctor Who ranked for 8 hours, we'll talk about it.
And will Legopolis at that point be a B? Who knows?
Can put the Crotons rightfully above. So, just to run it through for the handful of audio only listeners, from worst to best, then in F tier, we have Underworld, then the Power of Kroll. In D, we have the Horns of Nyman, the Creature from the Pit, the Armageddon Factor, the Mask of Mandragora, the Androids of Tara, the Reboss Operation, Revenge of the Cybermen, Nightmare of Eden. In C, we have the Invasion of Time, Planet of Evil, Image of the Fendal, the Invisible Enemy, the Santaran Experiment, Destiny of the Daleks, the Face of Evil, Meglos, the Leisure Hive. In B, we have Warrior's Gate, the Pirate Planet, the Android Invasion, the Stones of Blood, State of Decay, the Keeper of Traken, Full Circle, and the Sunmakers. In A, we have Legopolis, Terror of the Zygons, Robot, The Hand of Fear, Horror of Fang Rock, The Brain of Morius, and Shatta. In S, we have The Deadly Assassin, The Talons of Wang Chiang, The Robots of Death, and The Ark in Space. And in S plus 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 is Pyramids of Mars, The Seeds of Doom, City of Death, and Genesis of the Daleks. So that is every Fourth Doctor episode ranked.
We did it, Ben.
We did it.
Until we get to the new until we get to David Tennant. David Tennant's gonna have a long list like this as well. Because he has 3 seasons, 4 special seasons in 1 season. I think he has 3 1, 2, 3, 4 other so he has 8 specials and 13 3 seasons. So he has a lot of
Even
episodes.
combining the two-parters.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about combining 2 parties. But again, regardless, it's still gonna be a lot it's gonna be similar to this where there's gonna be a lot of stories to rank.
So next up, should we talk about Tom's companions?
Oh, yeah, let's go, man. I'm so ready for Tom's Companions.
So during his run, he has 10 companions, tied for most so far that I'm aware of. There may be more in the future.
I'm laughing, audience, because we have K9 Mach 1 and Mach 2. I found that to be funny.
I mean, I consider it like Romana 1 and Romana 2. Even more so than Romana 1 and Romana 2. They are two distinct entities. Canine Mark 1 goes and does stuff while Canine Mark 2 goes and does other stuff. You could say Romana 1 and 2 are the same person, just older.
I think the characterizations of Romano 1 and 2 is much more different than the characterizations of K9 Mach 1 and Mach 2. But I guess we're gonna have to discuss that. But before we discuss more further, Ben, let's just make it right already, Ben. Let's put the queen in her place.
Tegan,
Fuck you, man.
Sarah.
You know who I got him and talking about. Put her in the S tier, man.
Yeah, she's great. Truly the Doctor's best friend.
Yeah. If any other companion he says that to, you're kind of like, I don't know about that, Doctor. Sarah Jane is the only one where you're like, oh no, I 100% buy that.
Yeah,
That's just fact. Only other ones I would say maybe would be Donna Noble and Ace. But Ace is not a best friend. Ace is more. It's not a best friend figure. It's more of a mentor figure. So it's different.
I see.
But definitely Donna Noble is the Doctor's best friend as well.
Let's what do you say to go in an order?
Okay, so where are we putting Harry? Harry, I think is a solid B. He's Harry, dude.
Kind of want just a H tier for Harry.
Yeah.
I feel like he's kind of his doing his own thing.
But like, let's like Harry would be a great friend. Harry would always be there for you, dude.
Yeah.
You got to move a couch. You have to move a couch, Ben. Harry's there for you. Harry's helping you move that couch.
I mean, he'd probably help you move, period.
And will be lovely doing it. He wouldn't bitch and complain the whole entire time, being like, "Oh, God damn, this is so fucking heavy. Why are you bringing this shit?" Like,
I feel like he would like sarcastically bitch, towards the beginning of the process, but when push came to shove, yeah, he's helping you for sure.
in a very British manner, though.
Yes. Um, should he have stayed longer?
No. Sarah Jane and the Doctor don't need Harry, sadly.
Should he have come back in the future? Been
In the cuck chair with Romano too.
I mean, even like in the new series as a legacy companion coming
Well,
back.
Ian Mater died.
Say in this alternate universe where he didn't die.
I'm just picturing School Reunion, which of course you haven't seen, but I'm picturing School Reunion, which is the episode where Sarah Jane comes back, but instead it's Harry Sullivan. And that's so funny to me.
Or even if like he works for Unit, right?
Yeah.
Like if he was back in like one of the late
Harry
classic
Sullivan
Unit
comes
stories.
back. He comes back in the Legend of the War, no, the War between the land and the sea. We got to bring an old legend out.
I mean, maybe the estate will authorize an AI deepfake of Harry Sullivan.
No, you would be awesome if Benton is somewhere in that stuff. They brought back Ian Levine. Is it Ian Levine? I always get confused. Is that Ian Levine? No, it's John Levine. If they brought in John Levine, oh, tell me that would not be a hype moment.
John Levine's Benton.
Benton.
Yo, yeah, I would love him. Also kind of a little surprised he isn't. He's great. He's the goat.
Well, I think he's kind of an insane man, Ben. So I think that they don't want to deal
Work
with him.
work around it though. He's worth it.
No, honestly, the Tales of the TARDIS of the Third Doctor should have been Joe Grant and him, Kenny Manning and Benton
Yeah,
and,
it's
and
like
Joe. It would have been great.
one of the Sarah Jane Adventure kids, right?
Yeah, Clyde.
Are you a big Clyde fan or are you a Clyde hater?
I have no opinions on Clyde.
Gotta be strong and decisive,
I don't
Cam.
want the I don't I haven't seen enough Sarah Jane's adventures, and also I don't want the Sarah Jane adventure fandom to come after me like that, Ben.
Cam, it's too late for that. You've bitched about Sarah Jane Adventures enough. Where you're like,
I
I
just don't
ain't
want to
watching
watch
that
it
show.
because it's a kid show, Ben, in its entirety. I will watch an episode here or there, but I'm not gonna watch it week to
You
week.
have to become in tune with your inner child, Cam. Imagine you're a young British boy sitting in front of the tube. The
You don't
tube,
have to go this far. I watched season 1 as a kid. I had access to that DVD. I just didn't have access to the other DVDs of Sarah Jane Adventures.
I know. Just you have to bring your mind back to that time.
Mm.
Watch me in a year absolutely hate it.
No, you are famous also,
Mhm.
not famous. We never talked about those podcasts, but like you stopped watching, I think both Clone Wars and Avatar: The Last Airbender because you're like, oh no, at the end of the day, this is just a kid show.
I so I haven't gone back to Clone Wars. I tried like 3 or 4 times to get on the Avatar chain, and I couldn't. The 5th time, though, like a year ago, I powered through season 1 and then started to really love it.
Mm. So maybe that's what's gonna be with Saturday Night Adventures. After that first season, you're gonna be like, oh,
Yeah, like season 2 I thought was great, season 3, great. I even watched Korra. Korra is very good,
mm,
but this is not an Avatar podcast.
no. So Ben, where we put in Tegan? Tegan is such a weird one because she's only in one episode. And in that episode, she's not particularly great. She's just kind of like wandering around the tires, and then all of a sudden, she loves planes. Ben, I
Sure.
don't know if you know this about her. She loves planes.
I put 2 and 2 together.
She does not ask as many questions as I think is needed in that moment when you are kidnapped by an alien being and is in a box that is infinite in space, and all of a sudden it's just on an alien planet. She seems pretty cool with that.
Yeah. So, yeah, she is just in the one story. I don't know how much you've seen of her with, Davison, but just her as a companion for Tom, I think she's promising. I don't think she's bad. I would say I even like her. I could see liking her more in the future.
But in just that one episode, Ben, I think she's like a D just because we've only seen her in that one episode. She's just kind of like a one-off companion that just is like,
She's
fucking planes.
yeah, she's helpful.
Again, only fans listening to this don't Tiki fans do not come at us. Stand down. This is only Legopolis we're talking
Yeah.
about. The same with Nissa. Where are we rating Nissa? Is Nissa on the same camp?
I mean, Nissa has a couple good moments in Legopolis. I have no opinion on her in Keeper of the Chalk, or The Keeper of Chalkin.
I would put her below.
Or I mean, I like Tegan more than Nissa.
Okay, we're on the same camp there. All right, so where are we putting Adric? Because I think at the end of the day, Adric, I could understand why somebody would put him on F tier. Okay,
I wouldn't go that far.
so we're putting him in D tier, the highest of D, or are we gonna put him in the lowest of C?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be nice and even do that.
Matthew Waterhouse at home might be crying right now because he's in C tier.
I think he, like some other companions we'll talk about, is very dependent on the writer. Does the writer like him? If so, he could be pretty good that episode. Does the writer fucking hate him? He's not gonna be very good that episode.
like Terrence Dexter just did not like this character at all.
So he kind of flip-flops back and forth through season 18 of, is he cool and helpful and nice, or is he an annoying little shit? So I think it balances
Yeah.
out to a C, in my opinion.
All right, here, let's go with another C, which I would say would be Romano 1.
Really? You not as good as Harry?
I prefer Harry personally, but I might just be sexist here. What do you think?
Damn.
Do you like Harry more? I mean, do you like Romano 1 more than Harry?
I don't know.
Am I wrong in thinking this way? Because Romano 1, it doesn't have there's no moment where I'm like, oh my god, that's a Romano 1 moment. Except for maybe some of the stuff in the one she is introduced.
In the first episode of
Yeah, the first pot of Free Boss.
yeah, I guess probably. And for you and the listeners' reference, there's a rating on each of these guys, which is the average rating for every episode they appear in. So, like, one could say Harry is a better companion than Sarah. In fact, Harry is the highest rated companion, or at least the stories he in is the highest average one.
Sorry, Elizabeth Sladen, you are gonna be decrowned. Harry is the queen.
But yeah, no, I think she's like a high C. She's fine. I think Romana as a character doesn't really come into her own until the actor changes, and we have Romana too.
2, which where with Romana 2, is she gonna be high B or is she gonna be an A?
I think she is kind of an Adric situation.
Yes.
There are some episodes where she is written really well.
One she's written by Douglas Adams.
I mean, the chemistry with Tom is always good, but her kinda standalone.
Well, also the chemistry is good in particular in season 17. In season 18, the dynamics have changed. They're
True.
not it's not this passionate love that they once had.
But it is really dependent on the writers. Um, there are some that write her as just the female companion to Doctor Who,
Yeah.
just a pretty screaming woman who gets captured and needs to be rescued. So there is an aspect of a character that is that, but there is also the time lady aspect of her that really works.
So what are we doing, Ben?
I think she's a B, maybe even
Higher than Harry though.
yeah.
But you know what belongs in A, Ben? It's Leela. Let's just put Leela in A.
Mhm.
I could imagine a world also putting her in S, but I think
Leela is S in my heart, but I'll understand doing A.
I think Sarah belongs in just similar to the other list where like Sarah belongs in a tier all to herself.
Yeah.
She's just that good. So now we have
No further comments on Leela, just A?
no, she's great. I love Leela. Louise Jameson, great actress. She is one of
Yeah,
those actors in Doctor Who where it's like you are a better actor than this material is giving you.
yeah. I think the big thing holding Leela back is the relationship with Tom.
Yeah. Like I saw online that's like she does and did theater. Like I would imagine Louise Jameson in theater would probably be amazing to watch on stage.
Yeah,
She has that ability that like when I would imagine seeing her on stage, she would have that ability that your eyes would be fixated on her performance, you know?
yeah.
Like her doing Shakespeare would be really fun to watch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think she's a great actress. But there are some like a lot of things, it's dependent on the writers. There are some that treat Leela as the savage that's being tamed by the Doctor.
Yeah.
And I think those are the stories where she's the weakest. The ones that treat her as like the Doctor is like a mentor figure.
Yeah.
And there are also times I wish she had a little bit more variation in outfits.
Yeah.
Like Sarah, Romana, they have like I know Romana too for sure has a new outfit every single serial.
Romana won almost as well.
Yeah. Sarah varies quite a bit, but none of them are as extravagant.
No. But that's not who Sarah is.
Yeah.
So Ben, what is in Star Trek? What is that thing in Star Trek 2 and also in Star Trek 2009 where James T. Kirk has to cheat the system to be able to win in the system? It's basically a lose-lose scenario.
The Kobayashi Maru.
That's where we're at now with the K9s. It's a lose-lose scenario. Where the hell are we putting these fuckers? Because I can't imagine a world where we put these both on F. I can imagine one I think deserves F, to be honest with you, Ben. Two, I can think we can make a case for D. What is your thoughts on this?
Do you dislike both of them more than Tegan and Nissa?
Yeah, because like I'm not annoyed by Tegan. I'm just like, oh, I need more from this character, except for she loves airplanes. With K9 Mach 1, I didn't find as annoying, but then Mach 2, the beginning of 2, when he has that different voice in a story like Creature from the Pit, I was like, I hate this character.
So, two I think for this topic of conversation, it is important to bring up when is the shift between Mark 1 and Mark 2. So I'm going to tab over. So Kanan Mark 1 is in these five stories.
I love how it's like, all right, guys, hold on a second. We're bringing out the spreadsheets to discuss K9.
So he is in 5 stories. 2 Image of the Fendal, he's like you see him off screen or like he's fixing him, I
Yeah,
think. So basically 4. None of these are like really great, but clarifying what you were saying, voice-wise, season 16 is still John Leeson. It's 17, Destiny of the Daleks to Shadow that we get David Brearley, I think it is.
sounds about right.
But we have Mark II for a long time. The only 2 story he's not in is Power of Kroll because it's a swamp, and mercifully not in City of Death.
And Destiny of the Daleks, of course, he just has like he just kind of coughs.
Yes. So I think there's enough interesting stuff going back, like Armageddon Factor, he's good in. Stones of Blood, he's good in. I think Mark II is better than Mark One.
Okay. So where we're putting 1 and 2, Ben, that's the dilemma. Where are we putting these talking batteries? Because that's what K9 is at the end of the day. It's a talking battery.
And Gun.
Yeah, and sometimes computer.
So I would do this first.
Yeah.
Part 2 is better than 1.
Where does 1 rate? Let's do 1 first. Is 1 does 1 belong in F or does 1 D?
The only moment in time that I didn't really like him is that switch to David Byerly
Yeah.
made me go, "Ugh, I don't know about that." But I got used to it and it was fine.
So Ben, what you're telling me is that you know the destruction rooms where you can just break shit?
Yeah.
You wouldn't want to do that to a remote K9.
I mean, sure. Just cuz he is a big chunk of something, like a TV.
You wouldn't want to see so you're telling me you would want to see his head fly.
That doesn't mean I hate him. It just means end of the day, I like him. I think
Okay.
he adds something different. He's the
All right, Ben.
doctor's
So
dog.
Ben, you've been talking too long. Where we're making it.
I would do this.
Okay. So I would do that's gonna. All right, I'm fine with Mach 2 being in C, right? But where D D with Mach 1 as the highest of D, that's my issue. Of like Tegan and Nissa, where honestly I'm kind of liking it that's fitting, I think. I, I like Tegan. Tegan Tegan loves planes.
She does like planes. On Not like, she loves planes
She loves it's
and all
better than
forms
cars,
of
Ben.
aerial travel.
So Ben, I think that's a good list for companions. What do you think?
Yeah. Running it through, just real quick. In D tier, we have Nissa, K9 Mark 1, and Tegan. In C tier, we have K9 Mark 2, Adric, and Romana 1. In B tier, we have Harry and Romana 2. In A, we have Leela, and in S, we have Sarah.
Okay.
The next thing to kind of run through, I would say, is how would we
Oh.
rank the seasons?
Ooh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay.
Which maybe this is
Number
even too many letters.
Okay, so let's just stop from best to worst. Best is 13. Let's be honest here.
Yeah. Seas of Doom, Brain of Morbius, Pyramids of Mars, Terror of the Zygons. Worst story is Planet of Evil, but even that is still pretty good.
Yep. Great shit.
Um, I guess the question is 12 and 14. Philip Hinchcliffe is gonna dominate the top.
I prefer 12. 12 g- Genesis Daleks, Ark in Space, Robot. All solid.
Yeah.
The worst story is Revenge of the Cybermen. Even that's like it's not the worst thing in the world. It's no Underworld or Power Crawl.
Mhm. Okay. Is that also S or is that A?
Yeah, I would put it in S as well. I love Genesis of the Daleks, and I love Ark in Space.
Is 14 also S?
I would put that in A, just because you had Masker Mandragora
Mhm.
and you have Planet of the Face, yeah, the Face of Evil.
Yeah. Hand of Fear isn't as awesome.
Yeah,
Deadly Assassin is very good, though. Talents of Wang Chiang is still very good.
but also like it's the ones it's those other S ones have those S plus plus plus
Yeah,
episodes where 14 is lacking that, which is why I
yeah,
would say that. I would say in B is 18.
yeah,
It's just a like B. I would say is as when I think about these letters, I'm thinking about back in education, Ben, in the American
yeah,
education system. I'm just thinking a B is an 80.
yeah,
It's solid. It's passed. It's passed. Did more than pass. It's like good job, buddy. You did good,
yeah.
and that's season 18 for you.
Do you think season 18, a lot of that gore and our positive association is due to coming off of Graham Williams, 3 seasons of Graham Williams?
Most certainly, but also I think that even watching it independently, you would go, this is a much more interesting season of Doctor Who. They're trying stuff in this season where other areas of the show play safe. Season 18 is not safe. It's doing different things with the formula, and that's really fun to watch.
Yeah,
And you have to be respected. Like it has a story of stories like Full Circle and Warriors Gate. It's so unique to that season that there's no other era of the show that has episodes like that.
absolutely.
All right, now it's the Williams era. C C is 15, I would say.
Yeah.
Because 17 is it's high it has high ratings if you looked at the
But
ratings,
that is
but
carried by City of Death. Everything
yeah.
else is so low. Like, if City of Death is an outlier,
So now here's the question of 16 or 17. That's the hard one, Ben. That's a very hard one.
16 just doesn't really have any standouts. I mean, Stones of Blood, I guess, is the best, and that's like a B story.
But also doesn't it's 16 doesn't have 16 oh yeah, 16 has Power Crawl, but 17 has the combination of Creature from the Pit, Nightmare of Eden, and then Haunted Diamond.
Yeah.
It's just that's a rough period.
I w City of Death is so good.
Yeah, put that
But
put
as a whole, I would almost wanna do that.
I think no, I think my thing would be 17 higher just because City of Death. And if we're including Shada, which did you include Shada in the average ranking is in that of a 6.9 and a 7?
I think I did, yeah.
So yeah, if we're including Shada, it's higher than 16 because then there's two good stories there.
Yeah, I was thinking not Shot Up, but yeah, then yes. And none of them are F tier?
No.
Or would you wanna do that?
No, because at least 16 has if 16 didn't have Stone the Blood, we might be talking F. you know?
Yeah,
But at least it has Stones of Blood, so at least it's a D. F would be, I would say, like, you getting a power crawl every fucking episode.
yeah. It isn't that much of a failure. So, I think that's good. Um, so in D, we have season 16 and season 17. In C, we have season 15. In B, we have season 18. In A, we have season 14. And in S, we have season 12 and season 13.
Spreadsheet. Welcome to Spreadsheets with Ben. How you doing today, Ben?
I'm doing fantabulous. How are you today, Cam?
I'm doing wonderful. So we're gonna continue this episode now, but we're in the spreadsheet. So Ben, tell us about your spreadsheet.
So I want to do a little bit of analysis to figure out what are the stories that we like more than the average person, or at least the average Doctor Who magazine poll participant. And what are the ones that we like a lot less? So I have a list of every story and then getting an average from both of our scores averaged together. And through that, we can get a rank of 1 through 42 of what are the best stories. Number one being Genesis, number two being or City of Death, all the way down to Underworld and Power of Kroll at the bottom. Um, Theoretically, this should somewhat align with the tier list we just did. But as we said earlier, this is the ratings of at the time. Our feelings may or may not change. So, first, looking at just you and me,
Mm,
we can look at the difference between our scores and calculate the story that I really liked more than you is Invasion of Time. And then the next one would be The Power of Kroll, which that makes sense. I don't really love I mean, I guess just thinking about what we were talking about, I guess I like Power of Kroll significantly more than you do. It's still a 4, but I like it more. Mask, according to this, I also like more than you, but I don't really like it. This could probably be bumped down. On the opposite end of things, the story that you like way more than I do, this is pretty much expected from what we were just talking about. Horror of Fang Rock, you like a good chunk more. The Deadly Assassin, you like a good chunk more. Brandon Morbius, a little bit. Yeah, the only time we were more than 1 point apart was for Invasion of Time and Power of Kroll.
Such weird stories to feel that far apart on, but actually, at the end of the day,
Yes.
we both weren't that far apart, except for Invasion of Time, almost 2 whole points.
Yeah. But we're often pretty much in alignment.
Yes.
It looks like, based on this, it is more likely since there are 20 stories where I like it more than you, and
Yeah.
there are 13 stories where you like it more than me. I guess I tend to like things more than you on average.
Which could just be a factor of I know I might have more higher expectations in Doctor Who,
Yeah. You
just
have a
because I'm
lot
like,
more context.
yeah, because I have the context. I know what the good shit is. I know what's coming, and I'm just like, Yeah, this is
Yeah.
as good as that."
You have like chocolate in your
I
mustache.
do? Wow, thank you. Thanks for the heads up, even though that only you would know. The audio I don't cut this, Ben, because I want the audio listeners to know.
Okay. If you say don't cut it, I won't cut it. Um, but yeah, so that's that. Um, and then I can compare this to the rank that Doctor Who magazine gives.
How were
The
you
rank
able to tell on the 720p webcam?
uh
I'm pretty far away.
your mustache was there was a spot that was shiny. Um, and your mustache is not usually shiny, so I assumed that there was
Interesting.
chocolate or ice cream in its
Sorry to interrupt you, Ben.
um but yeah. So Doctor Who magazine, we talk about it at the end of every episode. This is its ranking. The one that is missing, of course, is Shada. So that is an NA.
Cowards, what they are, Ben. Cowards.
Yes. But they, it, there are points where it deviates, which I think are interesting to talk about. For Shada, I offset things because um, it doesn't take that into account. Doctor Who magazine doesn't. So the story that we loved way more than Doctor Who magazine is Meglos, which we did 25. So, about middle of the road. Doctor Who magazine puts it almost at the very bottom. So we ranked it 15 whole places higher.
What's the deal, Doctor Who fans? It's not that bad.
No, it's not. Other ones include Robot. We like Robot way more. We like the Sunmakers way more. We like Full Circle way more. Leisure Hive, a lot of season 18, we like way more. Android Invasion. The only two that we're in perfect alignment is Pyramids of Mars uh, as number 3 and Underworld as last place. In terms of stories that we really dislike more than Doctor Who magazine, Androids of Tara is the bottom by a long shot. We ranked it 36th and they ranked it 18th. So
Why do the fandom like Androids of Terror, Ben?
I don't know. They would be interesting to talk to an Androids of Terra fan.
If you're listening, reach out.
Um, Others, Mask of Mandragora and Reboss Operation, which is interesting because we were talking about the when we were doing the tier list,
Yeah.
those 3 stories we kind of coupled together as being kinda shit pseudo historicals.
But we also said that we probably rated Reboss Operation a little too high.
Yeah. So even lower, and well, Doctor Who magazine puts it halfway. Tear the Zygons as well. Um, it's good, Doctor Who magazine puts it top 10.
Which I think we both would rate it a little bit higher than we did, but I still think that we both are pretty much on a similar page that it's not in that top
No.
echelon of classic Doctor Who, especially that era of Hinchcliffe era. It's not on par with like a Brain of Morbius even.
Yep. So yeah, that's everything.
Okay,
If you're interested in more, you can pause and look at the screen and see. But yeah, that's that.
sounds good. All right, so now that we just did the spreadsheet portion, now we're gonna do something a little bit different to celebrate the end of Tom Baker's run. First off, you're seeing our faces for the first time. Oh well, Ben's face
I
for the first time. You saw my face already for the when I ranted about the end of season 2, I guess.
mhm.
Uh, so we're gonna try some jelly babies. I've never
Jelly
had jelly babies,
babies,
so haven't been. Today we got main
Maynard.
the Maynard's Bassett's jelly
There's an
babies.
R in there. Maynards.
Maynard's Bassett jelly babies. Okay then.
Yeah, I don't know. I doubt this is like perfectly authentic to the 70s,
No, no, no,
but
no.
that's what was on available in American Amazon. So
So I always wanted to try these as a kid. Never decided I should just buy them on Amazon.
lifelong Doctor Who fan just never tried Jelly Baby?
I've been always wanting to. Ben, before we get into it, I think it'd be a fun segment just to Ben, can you read us what is the ingredient list for jelly babies?
Sure. Sugar, glucose syrup, water, gelatin, concentrated fruit juices, uh, citric acid, uh, anthocyanins, paprika extract, vegetable carbon, lutein, and curcumin, all for colors, and non-specific flavorings.
Where's the red 40, Ben? How are we supposed to eat a food without that
Oh,
red 40?
I am realizing, yeah, no red 40.
Like
The Brits, they don't know the benefits of the artificial dyes that our children consume daily.
this is what RFK wants, man. He wants us to eat food like this. So let's go and let's enter
Oh boy.
let's enter there.
So I guess it is different flavors.
So let's just we're both opening the packages if
Mine
you're just
melted a
listening
little
to
bit. I
this.
don't know about yours.
No, mine did not melt. So which one are you gonna go for first, Ben? I popped the orange one first.
Okay. Let me pry the orange one off of the side of the
And
bag.
it looks exactly how it looks like in the show. Even when like Tom Baker has the guy like he's putting in the guy's face in Face of Evil.
Mhm.
It looks pretty similar to what these look like now.
Yeah. Based on the picture, it didn't look like it had the powdered sugar on it.
Yeah.
Like based on the box, but it does. Cool.
Okay, Ben. Let's go right in. Let's dive in.
Way softer than I thought it would be. I figured it would be
Yeah.
like a gummy bear, but it, like, melts in
Yeah.
your mouth. That's pretty good.
Definitely am in the same camp of I thought this was gonna be a gummy bear. It's not a gummy bear. It's much more like, in America, we have, what it is like, it's kinda similar to have you ever had like, the candy peanuts?
Boston baked beans?
No, the candy peanuts. It's like they're like orange peanuts that look it doesn't look it's
Oh,
not an actual peanut.
circus peanuts?
Yeah, circus peanuts. That's what it's kinda
Similar.
similar to
Al
that.
It's more gelatin than foam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go for I can't tell if this is red or purple in this light.
See, I am in the same camp. I don't know what this is. It's a little bit
It's got a little
red.
bit of yellow on it
I doesn't
as it
have yellow.
melted.
Yeah, it's very sweet. It's
Not like
candy.
oh, I mean, sure, it's candy, but it's not like sickly sweet.
No, no, no.
I would voluntarily consume more of these.
The green one's
Purchase
good.
them off screen.
Yeah. It's somewhat in some ways I like them more than I thought I would. And in other ways I'm like, I don't know. It's very weird because
Is it
this
good
is the
enough
thing
to
that
base your whole personality around?
I've known about these things since I was like 8 years old and I never had it. So now I'm 24. So it's like for a big portion of my life I've been
You've
like,
been
okay.
hyping it up a lot in your
Yeah,
mind,
I'm
and
not
it's
picking it
not
up.
quite living up to that?
But it kind of is. It's kind of like I like it. You know, it's candy. It's sweet and it's tasty.
Mhm. I think the only color I haven't had is this purple. I guess this is purple. It's like almost black. No, I would say it is quite nice.
Yeah.
Apple, lime, orange, strawberry, black currant, lemon, and raspberry.
Like I said, the lemon. The lemon's good.
I might just eat this whole bag right now.
I wonder. I wonder that if in Britain this is this considered old people candy? You think?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Because like I could imagine grandma devouring these, if you know what I mean.
It's good. It's softer for your teeth. It doesn't
Yeah.
really stick in them either.
No.
It's just
But when
worthy
you
of
compare it,
keeping in a little paper bag that you keep on you at all times.
I don't know. Because like I do think it's. I don't know what to say if it's better than gummy bears.
I'm not a big gummy bear guy.
I like.
So
I
I've had
think I like
about
the texture of these better than gummy bears.
yeah, I've had about 6 of them now, and I'm starting to
Mm,
get sick of them. I
yeah.
could not eat a whole bag actually, but they are very good.
Yeah. Not bad. Not bad at all.
I would say they're quite good.
Yeah. Riveting content. Now
Riveting,
back to your normal podcasts. Come to the end of old Tommy boy.
indeed.
How does it feel, Ben, that you watched all of Tom Baker as Doctor Who? The definitive article, some might say.
Yeah, I mean, he's great. He's really great. I hesitate to say I mean, of course, I'm coming, as many of you will know, I'm coming at it from the perspective of someone seasons 1 through 18 is all I've seen. I haven't seen anything further, with an asterisk, but that's it. So he is definitely great. I hesitate to say he's my favorite so far. I think 2 might still be my favorite, but it's close. I like 1, 2, 3, and 4 a lot for different reasons.
Mm.
They each bring something different to the table that everyone else doesn't have. But I think it is well deserved that he goes down in history as definitely one of the greatest. It makes sense that he is even outside of the length of time that he was here. I think it makes sense that he is the Doctor Who.
He's the face of the show for up until at least David Tennant.
One could say he's even still the face of the show.
I would say now David Tennant is now the face of the show. The 21st century version. When 21st century people think of Doctor Who, they're thinking of David Tennant. Maybe Matt Smith if you're American.
Is Matt Smith more popular with American audiences than David Tennant?
Yes, because that's when it got really big in America. Because you have to remember that, like, that's 2010 to 2013.
Yeah.
So that's just right around the period of streaming became more popular.
Mhm.
And more people got Netflix, and Doctor Who was on Netflix at the early stage. So people got Netflix and said, "Oh, I want to try Doctor Who," and some of them started with season one, but then a lot of people just started with season five because they were the current Doctor, and that's how they started watching it.
Hmm.
So for a lot of people, a lot of American audiences, when they think Doctor Who, they think of Matt Smith. Like our friend Matt, for example, has not seen any of Doctor Who except for Matt Smith Doctor Who,
Interesting.
and Doctor Who is just Matt Smith for him.
Do you think we'll ever see anyone else on that level? Will we see a another face of Doctor Who? Like Shooty, I'm sure is great, but he's not doesn't have that, I'm assuming. I don't think he has the cultural impact that Tom or uh Tennant has.
It doesn't help that the whole bi-regeneration stuff, and then, like, the him only being around for 2 seasons, like, it's but, like, to go answer your main question of just, like, I don't know. I think to get that, the part of the reasons why the show is in the state of it is in, is that it needs a break. It needs, like, 2 or 3 years or even 4 or 5 years to be like, "Alright, we have to get an audience to care again. We need to have it be a big deal that Doctor Who is back and the Daleks are back."
Yeah, it is crazy that Shooty never met the Daleks.
But honestly, I think that's kind of better for the show because now when the docs do come back, it's gonna be like, what, 8 years? 9 years? 10 years even. Who knows when the show's gonna come back?
I mean, the last Dalek was in
Power of the Doctors, 2023. No, sorry, 2022.
so like David Tennant 2 didn't even see him.
No. Well, yes, he did technically because of the fucking comedy relief sketch, if you, but that's not, doesn't count. But anyways, back, we're going on a tangent here. Tom Baker.
Yes. He's great. What are your thoughts about him?
I I've always loved Tom Baker. He was always in that camp of like, I saying having a favorite doctor is very hard because they all have aspects that are great, and they're all, every doctor is different in their own way, but also the doctor is all the same in another way, you know.
Yeah, I do.
So having a favorite is weird, but I would say that era of Tom in particular, of the Hinchcliffe era, that's my favorite Doctor Who, like at least classic Who wise, that's my favorite doctor, and my favorite, like, era of the show, basically. I think the only other one that rivals it is the end of McCoy, which I'm very excited to get to.
Mhm. Do you think having now seen every single 4th Doctor episode, do you like Tom more or less? Or is it are your feelings exactly the same as they were?
It's a little bit conflicted, to be honest with you, because there's some of it where I'm like, Tom is Tom. Tom is great at anything. But then there's other times where I'm like, I feel when there's some actors like a Matt Smith or John Pertwee even, where they are in a bad story, the script isn't good, the budget isn't good, the whole production is failing around them, but they're still giving it their all. Tom is not that.
There are definitely times where Tom does not give it his all.
And those episodes and those moments, it's sad to watch when you're watching a story like Underworld. is not helped by the fact that Tom Baker is there, because Tom doesn't want to be there as much as I want to be watching this.
Yeah.
Where I feel like there's other doctors where I'm like, at least in the worst Matt Smith episode, I'm always like, at least I'm enjoying Matt Smith's performance. Or even Pertwee, like I said, Pertwee has that the same ability of like Pertwee is always engaging with the show. I'm always at least there's a little bit of magnetism in whatever he's doing when he's on the screen.
Mhm.
Tom has those moments where I'm like, he would rather be at the pub drinking a beer right now.
Yeah.
But then there's other moments where, like, with a the Patty Russell episodes, like Pyramids of Mars and Horror Fang Rock, where he's not doesn't want to be there, but that's kind of adding to it. Where the doctor himself doesn't want to be there as well in these high stakes scenarios, so it kind of just makes the tension even greater.
Yeah.
But then you have, like I said, a performance like an Underworld or a Power of Kroll, where I'm like, this the story isn't good, and I'm not engaged by Tom's performance in something like Creature from the Pit.
Some season 18 too.
Yeah, but 18 is 18 is not carried by Tom's performance, it's more carried by everything new around it and the new ideas that is being brought to the show.
Yeah.
So it's weird, but then like he has those highs of when I watch an episode like a Pyramids of Mars, when I'm watching an episode like a Seeds of Death or Seeds of Doom. Well, I always get them confused. I always get them confused, man. Doom, Seeds of Doom. That I'm like, oh no, Tom is the greatest thing in the world. I love Tom. So I still don't know. I'm excited for when we get to Sylvester and I can finally make my declarative statement of who is my favorite class of Doctor Who Doctor.
But you haven't seen all of Hartnell or Troughton.
I've seen a majority of it that is available to watch, man.
That's not all of it, though. When we get to that classic Doctor Who tier list, I'm gonna have to carry the ratings for 1 and 2.
I know. It's gonna be something when you're gonna be have to be the de facto judge on when we're talking about the space pirates and the smugglers.
Are there any, like, big ones you're missing from there?
The biggest so I was thinking about this today actually before we recorded. I was thinking like, all right, what is my big ones that I still have left? I think I'm done with the big ones for the rest of of this podcast. Because the big ones coming up for 80s Doctor Who, it's Earthshock, Caves or Androzani. It's the three 80s Dalek stories. And then I would say it's Piece of Christopher Fenric and then Survival. And then that's it. That's it. And the big ones.
Yeah.
I've seen all those. So I still have a story like I never watched in full Ghostlight. I never seen in full uh I don't know, like a story like Kinda or Snake Dance. So I'm like, there's still some stories that I've heard is supposed to be good that I have to watch on this podcast, but like the big ones I think I've done. The only other big ones I'm still missing is I still have to watch the Time Meddler.
Mhm.
And then I still have the two Dalek stories I've never seen is The Chase and Dalek Master Plan. And then in terms of animated stuff, I know I need to watch one day Fairy from the Deep animated, and I probably should watch one day the Abominable Snowman, maybe just because of the great intelligence,
Mhm.
and it's kind of big just because of the that's the first of that and the first of the Yeti story. But like,
You seen The Invasion?
yeah, 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 I've seen the Invasion, of course.
Seen all the Cybermen stories?
I haven't seen Moonbase.
Wheel in Space?
So I still need to watch Moonbase and Whale in Space are the two I'm missing for Cyberman.
Gotcha.
But anyways, back to Fourth Doctor. A lot of tangents. A lot of tangents. If you made it this far, 2 hours into this, probably like good on you. But no, he's the goat. It's just kind of a shame that you have such a great start with the Hinchcliffe era. You then get the Graham Williams era, which has some highlights, but a lot of it's a lot of duds. And then
Yeah.
it kind of resurfaces back again with the John Nathan Turner era. And I don't know how much more we can say about this because it's kind of like this is what we've been echoing this whole
The whole podcast?
this whole podcast. It's like started as being some of the best of Doctor Who ever has it been. It's the golden era of the show, at least classic Who wise. And then it's like, and then it has really tanks in season 15, 16, and 17, and only has, of course, like City of Death, but then it has a power crawl in Underworld, and
Yep.
you know, it's something where if somebody told me where should I start, I would probably say watch the Hinchcliffe era, and then at that point, here's the big ones to watch.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch Horns and Nyman. I'm telling you.
So if someone you would say just skip aside from 1 or 2, you just skip Graham Williams?
Probably. Like, what would you say? Like, would you tell somebody to watch Creature from the Pit?
Probably not. Do you regret your time spending watching all those movies?
No, because I'm happy that I finally got it off the list, but also I don't know if I'm gonna watch Creature from the Pit twice in my life. Those are great. I was really I reread a couple times a couple months every few months I reread like there's a great Doctor Who magazine article where Russell T Davies interviews Stephen Moffat and Stephen Moffat interviews Russell T Davies.
Mhm.
So it's really fun to hear them both asking questions about Doctor Who, right? And in that, Stephen Moffat has a great line of the sad fact that I've watched Creatures from the Pit twice in my life.
You're gonna try and keep it to 1?
I'm gonna try to keep it a one.
But when we do the rewatch podcast, though, Cam. But yeah, Tom was great.
Tom is always great, and then like not to go too much in recapping what we just talked about, but Sarah is just the goat. Leela is fun, and the Romanas are the Romanas. You know, Hazelnuts,
Good old K9.
and there's K9 there. Hate him or love him.
Well, are you, excited to move on from Tom Baker? Are you looking forward to Peter Davison?
I'm excited. Fifth Doctor. This is probably the era of the show that I pretty much had. I would say I've seen. I had my chunks of Doctor Who before we did this. I was like, all right, I've seen a lot of Third Doctor and Fourth Doctor. There was like, all right, I've seen almost around like not half, but like at least there was a good amount of episodes. I'm like, I've watched this before, right?
Yeah.
Fifth Doctor, it's now becomes a period of like I've seen one or two a season. So it's like we're gonna get like season 20. I don't think I've seen an episode of season 20. Period.
Mhm.
So we're gonna get in there and I'm gonna explore it for the first time myself. So we will see. My impressions of Peter Davison is I like him, but there's also an aspect of Peter Davison's Doctor where I'm like, this is kind of just an average Doctor performance. He's not doing like anything that interesting with the role. He's not adding a lot of new elements.
Mhm.
A lot of what Peter Davison does and says can be basically said by any doctor. But I'll see how I feel about that when we do the Fifth Doctor's retrospective.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like there's a clear sentiment around the Fifth Doctor from the fans and even Peter Davison himself, where he's like, "I only really learned how to play this role when I played Caves of Amazani." The final story is when I finally unlocked, "Oh, this is how you play the Doctor," and then I fucking died, and it was over.
Damn.
So I'm very curious to see when we get to the Fifth Doctor retrospective, if we both feel that the same way, if we had that sentiment, or we were like, no, they actually,
Where it only finally clicks for Androzani.
or are we going to be like, no, Davidson's wrong. Like he's great in this episode and that episode, and we're gonna have a list of episodes where we love Peter Davison's performance, or we're gonna be like, no, he's one done Rosen, right?
Yeah. But, he'll definitely be we're gonna blitz through Davison in comparison.
And especially Colin Baker, my God, it's gonna be blank. I mean, you miss him.
Colin Baker, yeah. But I'm to say my thoughts, I'm looking forward to Davison for sure. Tom was,
But you say that, but also there season 18 does a good job of at least giving you something to that. It's just
yes.
like
Oh, yeah. I it was such a breath of fresh air, and I'm looking forward to more of JNT's vision of the show.
if Graham Williams stayed on for 18, I think the show would have died at that point.
Probably, but it's good. It's a good show.
All right, everyone, join us next week while we discuss.
We will be discussing the first ever spin-off of Doctor Who.
Oh, I forgot. It's K9 and Company.
Yes, a girl's best friend.
So join us there where we get to reunite with Sarah Jane Smith. And of course, we get to reunite after such a long time with old K9, but not old K9. It's a different, it's a new K9 then. Spoiler.
It's a different one. And then it'll be Davison.
Yeah.
So hold on just a little longer. So have a wonderful rest of your day.
Peace out, everyone.